Good evening, Lisa.
Good evening, Andrew.
I said good morning, but we hadn't pressed the button.
You hadn't pressed the button,
right.
so we were just talking to ourselves.
Yes, that's right.
Which is not unusual, so.
Oh, right. The goodies.
The goodies.
Now, we have the goodies complete
Yes.
in the amazing package
Yes.
from Network.
Mhm.
And we've been doing them in order.
Yes.
And we're into season 2,
Yes.
aren't we? But I said to you, well, let's just jump ahead and do an episode from a lot later. So we decided to do from Series 8, U-Friend or UFO, from Monday the 4th of February 1980, shown at 8:10 on BBC 2, garnering 8.6 million viewers, actually the lowest viewing figures of that season.
Okay.
The highest viewing figures were for War Babies, which was 11.9 million.
Yeah.
And U-Friend or UFO got a reaction index of 68, which was also the lowest figure,
Okay.
which I think is a little unfair, because of that season, which is Politics, Saturday Night Grease, A Kick in the Arts, U-Friend or UFO, Animals or War Babies, I think it's one of my favourite episodes.
Okay.
But let's talk about what we've now we've got lots of reference points here. So we've got Andrew Pixley's amazing book, we've got BBC Genome, and we've even got some Doctor Who comic strips.
Yes.
But yeah, shown on BBC 2. But I was just trying to reconstruct what I would have watched that night.
We would have been watching ITV, I expect.
Okay, I haven't got the ITV stuff to hand.
Well, I expect Coronation Street was on. It was usually on a Monday night.
Well, Monday, I don't know. But I reckon at 5:35 I'd have watched Charlie Brown on BBC 2.
Okay.
Followed by James Burke's Connections at 6 o'clock. Faith in Numbers. What's so special about French knickers that it makes it possible to print the radio time? He's always on about knickers, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's either knickers or beer.
Yeah, he's basically Father Jack.
What? James Burke is Father Jack.
Yeah, drink,
girls, connections.
Yes.
Okay. Then Training Dogs the Woodhouse Way at 10 to 7.
Yeah.
And I said the goodies doesn't come on till 8:10, so I'd have needed to find something to occupy my time on BBC One.
Yes. Did you not watch ITV then?
I would have gone to BBC One or 2 as the first option, to be honest. And because BBC Genome's here, it's quicker to look it up.
Yes.
I could look up ITV, but it would involve getting discs out.
It would, and finding discs.
And finding things.
Yeah.
Question of Sport is on at 7:15. I might have sort of caught some of that, but at 7:15 was Blake 7, The Harvest of Kairos.
Which is not the best episode of Series 3 of Blake 7.
Maybe not, but for me, Connections, Blake 7 and the goodies
Good evening.
are all sciencey things when you think about it.
Yeah.
Sciencey or science fiction or comedy, which is stuff I still love to this day.
It is, yeah.
So, yeah, for early 1980, that would have been right up my street.
Yeah. I'm not knocking Blake 7 as a whole, just maybe Harvest of Kairos is not the best episode.
Well, it probably isn't, but you know, it's. But again, it's the whole schedule thing. If it gets you in the habit of watching the certain things. And if I'd watched it this week, I'd have watched it the week before, and I'd have watched it the week after. So yeah, I like that regularity of it. But yes, where are we? I said it's the best theme tune arrangement of
I do like this theme tune
title sequence.
Yeah, because it's more, it's faster, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one that people I think recognise.
Remember, yeah, because it's got Dougal in it.
And it opens with the giant Dougal shot.
Yeah.
But Bill is sort of wandering the streets a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's got really long hair at this point.
Yeah.
When it's 1980, you expect him to have that long hair sort of when they start.
Well, it's all the actual filming work is 1979. So let's have a look at Mr. Pixley's notes here, and I note that the actual location filming is very local to us, because although they say it's supposedly Cricklewood,
yes,
it's clearly not.
No,
because it's too much in the way of like fields and things.
There's a lot of greenery.
Yeah, so location work for this episode is September-October 1979. The crew are based in Weymouth, and there's various locations in and around the Portland area.
Okay.
Yes, we get Andrew Pixley's book to go into the full detail, but the actual studio taping was meant to be the 30th of November, but it was actually taped on the 14th of December, because this is the BBC strike period that sort of knackers Sharda.
This is the play school clock.
Well, yeah, this is the 1979 strike where Sharda is lost, unfortunately. Okay. So, yeah, they're desperately trying to get as many things taped in the studio as possible, and unfortunately, Doctor Who is one of the casualties. But at least the goodies gets done.
Yes.
Yes, hang on, I've got the wrong page here now.
Yeah, that's because it fell off.
That's some notes about Supergram. I don't need notes about Supergram. We did those the other day. But yeah, there's the Sally Army Band, and through all these sequences, the trombonist gets captured. So the Sally Army trombonist goes up into the sky, and there's a green light sort of hovering overhead.
It's very reminiscent. I mean, not that I've sat through all of Close Encounters, but the bits that I've seen of Close Encounters is bright lights.
That is one of the big influences on this, as Mr. Pixley notes. Yes.
As it may amaze people to know that I'm not actually a science fiction fan. I've never seen Close Encounters the whole way through. I find the idea of it deeply boring.
I have seen it. It's a bit serious. But yeah, there are some Close Encounters things that you might not have noticed that I'll try and point out later. But then sort of the Sally Army disappears, or the trombonist does. Bill sort of wanders up the street a bit, and then there's another band. I don't know why all these bands are out on the same night.
Trombonists are out.
But there's a sort of it's not a brass band, it's a jazz band.
It's a jazz band, so you almost expect Akabilk and his clarinet, don't you?
They're on the back. It seemed to be on the back of some sort of trailer or something.
But that's just to get a shot, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get a shot.
But then the trombonist of that disappears. Then there's some bloke going into his outside privy. Did we still have outside privies in 1980?
We never had an outside privy, so...
Well, neither did we,
my grandma did. She had an outside toilet in her garden.
But I like the line where his missus says, "Dad, have you got a trombone in there?" Because there's all this sort of trombone noises coming from the privy. And he says, "No, my dear." And he sort of disappears out the top of the privy, and she's got a big can of beans in her hand.
And she sort of chucks it in the bin and runs away.
As though the beans were the cause of his destruction, But yeah, there's a thing on the radio about 76 trombones didn't make it to the Edinburgh Tattoo or something. But the goodies are running Nutter's Knoll Night Spot, which is this sort of seems to be this like 24-hour cafe stroke restaurant, isn't it? And note that there's no sign of the goodies office as such. Because clearly, to build this set, they can't afford to build the goodies set, the office set as well. But Graham has built this amazing thing, which is he refers to as the simple electronic brain of Great Britain, EGBG.
EBGBs.
EGBG. Electronic brain of Great Britain.
But he says, but Tim says EBGBs.
Give you the EG. Okay, say it,
EBGBs.
Which is clearly
R2D2.
And not only clearly, but copyright infringingly so.
Yes, yes.
It is just R2D2.
It is just R2D2. I am absolutely amazed they did not get a slap on the wrist for that. Obviously, nobody involved in the Star Wars films
has ever seen the
goodies.
Yeah. But note also that 321, because I pointed this out to you, one of the space ones uses a clip from Star Wars, doesn't it? Yeah. And probably nobody's ever noticed that either.
No.
So
people don't notice these things.
Yeah. I like the way that this R2 runs off of a great big cable that's clearly plugged into the veins.
You see, it moves later on, and the cable is really sort of pulled
it's
tight
from one of its feet, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah. Also on the table are some tomato squirters.
Yes, those wonderful 70s tomato squirters that I don't think I've ever really seen in real life.
But used in the fight scene in Bun Fight at the OKT rooms. Yeah. But yeah, I've noted close encounters.
Mm-hmm.
But you get there's some music that you might recognise. I think it's Alan Hawkshaw music, which is the sort of more a tone with the sort of beeping in it, and it's used in Blake 7 Duel as well.
Right, yeah.
It's like your stock space music. And let's see what Mr. Pitsley's got to say on this. Yes, there's some obviously some specially recorded music done by Bill, but the scenes with Bill in his van are Alan Hawkshaw's Countdown from Terrestrial Journey, issued in 1978, and that's what Douglas Camfield uses in Blake 7 Duel, because it's Douglas Camfield. He doesn't use Dudley Simpson.
He didn't like Dudley Simpson.
Yeah.
He thought he was making too good a living, didn't he?
Well, I don't know whether that's been sort of disproved or not, but Michael Seeley would know better than us.
The book's over there anyway.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the book's in the pile, yeah. But Bill's sort of in his car or whatever,
a van.
And he gets run into by another van which belongs to the Torquay Trombone All-Stars. What they're doing round Portland / Cricklewood is never quite clear, but it's a long way for them to come. But yeah, you get the model shot of the Nutters Knoll night spot, which is on this like sort of column of. It's like a sort of mountain, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's meant to be like. Is it meant to be like St Michael's Mount in Cornwall?
Oh, possibly.
Was meant to be one of the sites of one of the many sites that claimed to be Camelot.
All right, yes, but yeah, in Close Encounters, the actual location of where the spaceship's going to land is quite important. Let's see if we've got any notes on this. I think there is something about it. Yeah, cultural notes. Major influence on the script is the 1977 Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The Nutters Knoll night spot is on a mountain which bears a startling resemblance to the Devil's Tower mountain in the film where the UFO lands at the end. Okay. So that's the Close Encounters thing. But it's all this stuff about the shape of like the Sally Army hat is the same shape as the Nutters Knoll night spot. Yeah. But Richard Dreyfuss, I think he makes a sort of model of it in it with his food, his mashed potato.
Yeah,
that's right. So that's
That's all I know about the film.
Yeah. I love the way that's your memory of Close Encounters.
It's not even a memory because I don't think I've ever seen it. It's just I just know that I associate mashed potato with Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which is weird. But
well, you've got the Smash robots, haven't you? Because
for
Mash gets smashed. So yeah, but Bill's out on the sort of in the countryside, and there's this. It's like a sort of, not quite a park, is it?
Well, it's a sort of park,
public
isn't
place,
it? It's a public place, and it's got different times for people to do different things.
Yeah.
So you've got sort of druids.
Yeah, you've got the druids and the flashers and the UFO spotters, and they've all got an hour in which they can operate
to do their whatever they want to do.
Yeah. But yeah, come on, you druids! Ain't you got homes to go to? Because isn't it being overseen by Roger Briley?
Roger Briley is. I don't know if he's the park warden or like a sort of policeman kind of thing.
He's just in charge of when people go home.
Yes, right.
But Roger Briley used Drathro in Mysterious Planet.
Mysterious Planet, Trial of a Time Lord.
Yeah. But there are some tramps have gone to the Nutters Knoll restaurant, and two of them like with brilliant beards and raggedy coats.
Proper sort of, screen tramps.
Yeah. But Tim's offering them some Chateau Meths 1979, and they sort of taste the meths, and they go, "Oh yes, that's very nice, thank you." And they'll have the full bottle. But yeah, they're trying to work out the connections between all the people who've disappeared. And it's definitely said it's they're all in the Cricklewood area.
Cricklewood area, yes.
And this is the thing I really like about the Goodies, that you've got all this fantasy stuff going on, but it's very much undercutting your sort of Hollywood films at this point. Because there's a quote that I think from the Goodies that real life is not Hollywood, real life is Cricklewood.
It's Cricklewood, yeah. I wonder if that's why Peter Capaldi didn't think of a Cricklewood great.
Possibly, I mean, Peter's of the right period to remember a lot of the Goodies stuff, and he probably remembers more than me. Yeah. EGBG's being used as a tumble dryer.
Yes.
Because I love the way he's got a flip top to put rubbish in, and he's got his sort of belly opens up, and that's where all the clothes are being dry. So he's actually more useful than R2D2, isn't he?
Yeah.
So but the connection is that it's all to do with trombones, isn't it?
Which you'd already gathered by this point.
They ask about the man in the bog, and what was it? It's passed off as poetic license. It's just to do a fart joke,
basically, yeah.
But they've all been grabbed by the UFOs. But the aliens sort of, are they about to land or something? The druids are from 8 till 9, and the flashers are from 9 till 10.
And the ufologists
are from 10 onwards, I guess.
For an hour.
And
it says dirty people.
Dirty people, yeah. What does dirty people mean?
Well, leave that to your imagination what that means.
Yeah, I'd never noticed that till tonight when it says it's worth taking a screen grab of that to see what all the hours are and who's allowed. But Bill wants to be grabbed by the UFOs, doesn't he? So he's there on his own, shouting up into the sky, "Take me! Take me! Take me!" And a bloke turns up. And sort of puts his hand on his shoulder and is quite...
And Bill sort of just smiles at him,
Bill looks a little embarrassed, but he's not... He just sort of looks at his shoes, doesn't he? I like the way he says... But yes, then there's a sort of load of light, smoke, all the flashers come running out, don't they, because they've been scared. And this mysterious figure starts stalking out.
Yes.
The music sort of implies it's a sinister figure, and so Bill runs back to the Nutter's Knoll. Isn't the door locked or something? The door's locked.
Tim's hiding behind a counter or table or something.
EGBG zaps the door with a nice sort of laser effect.
Sort of green thing. Striped. 79's a very striped laser beam thing, isn't it?
They've got sort of new effects at this point,
so everything's got a stripe.
I mean, C also is a couple of years later, but it's the laser beams in Earthshock are like candy cane, aren't they? Two different colours. But enter this mysterious figure, which turns out to be Graham.
Yes.
He's got little glasses on. He's got a beret.
Yes.
And he's got a load of equipment all strung
which
around him.
Which looks like a face. It's been designed to look like a sort of a robot's face or something. Yeah.
And he's speaking in a very, very sort of strangled voice like that, isn't it? And I said to you, this does remind me of a certain person. Let's see if we can get it.
You just go down a bit.
Yep, I'll get it up. There it is. There is Maxwell Edison. There we go. From... is it Stars Fell on Stockbridge from Doctor Who Monthly, as it was by that point, who was a UFO spotter.
Yes.
But of course, this is before that, so I think that's where they got the inspiration from in the Doctor Who comic strip. But Graham has to speak in a certain voice so it doesn't interfere with the wavelength. So you'll find that all UFO spotters speak in this way, don't they?
Yes,
and
they
Tim
do.
starts doing it
he
as
does.
well.
Yeah.
But the beret is to prevent the hair from being tousled.
Yes.
So that's lovely. Meanwhile, Bill is in the background practicing his trombone.
And outside the window there's a green light.
Yeah, and he's via the miracle of CSO or some such.
Quite bad, isn't it?
His chair and himself rise up into the up through the ceiling, I suppose. And then a few seconds later, he's rejected.
Yes,
because
he comes crashing through.
Falls down behind the counter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's your typical dummy thing that you get in the goodies. He's got reject
written on his forehead.
On his thing. I noticed he's also got a Saturday Banana badge on. Saturday Banana was his show for kids from Southern TV from 1978. Not much of it survives in the archives, but I do vaguely remember watching it at the time, and it launched Metal Mickey, which may or may not be a good thing.
Yes.
But yeah, cut then to Graham's control room, where he's got a screen where he's tracking the UFO.
He's mad scientist room.
Yeah, Graham is now in full mad scientist mode.
Yes.
And he's got a control panel with sort of circular bits on it, which looks suspiciously like a certain control panel in Part 4 of the Horns of Nymon that you can see. There's a green splodge on the screen, which is meant to be the UFO, and they're trying to work out how do you communicate with aliens.
Yeah.
So EGBG, how do you talk to aliens?
Yes.
And what does EGBG say?
Exterminate.
And I love the fact he's got a bloody sink plunger stuck to his head. Yeah.
Yes. Narrow escape from Terry Nation.
I was going to say, not only are you flirting with copyright from them, but Terry Nation probably wasn't happy as well.
No.
And bear in mind, Destiny of the Daleks is only a few months previous. So yeah. But Tim goes into full panic mode, doing the full I'm a teapot thing. And you get the 9 o'clock news. And Patrick Moore.
Yes.
I love the way that Patrick Moore's hair goes up because he's scared. Patrick Moore is a real regular on the goodies by now. And in fact, he turns up again next week in Animals. So you can't get rid of him. But yeah, they're worried that the UFOs will think that the Earth is populated by a race of Nicholas Parsons. No comment. But so they're going to send up an ambassador of peace.
Yes.
Which turns out to be Super Nun. Which is Tim as a nun. Now, I hadn't realised there was actually a US sitcom about a flying nun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps we'll have to look that up at one point.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not that brave enough to look it up now, but yeah, they hang on, get it round the right way. Oh yeah, Super Nun doesn't happen yet. Sorry, I've jumped ahead. First of all, they need to convince the UFOs that there were a race of supermen.
Yes.
So
they go off and get changed into sort of Superman outfits
in the phone booth. And
or box.
Yeah. They're the slightly more modern ones, if you notice.
Yes.
They're not the earlier.
They're not the early ones. They're the ones with the big glass
ones.
panel, rather than the individual glass panels.
But yeah, you get some music recycled from the Roots episode. And we've got this music on the Goodies CD, and I've been playing it a lot in the car. Yes,
I always seem to when I get in the car, it's the same bit of music.
It's either Waltzing Matilda. Or this, or the music from the Music Makers, isn't it?
Yes.
Those are my 3 favourite bits.
Or Small Animals.
Yeah. Tim doesn't manage to get change at first.
No,
he jumps out.
He's got his Union Jack pants on.
That's all he's got
on.
Was that worth looking at?
No.
No. All right, okay. But yeah, they've got all these pumps, haven't they, to pump their muscles up. Yeah. But except that Bill N seems to end up with 2 quite impressive boobs and huge arse cheeks as well. They're sort of they're really big.
It's kind of sort of. Doesn't Kenny Everett do that?
Yeah, this is Kenny Everett doing is it
Cupid Stunt?
No, when he's doing Rod Stewart.
Oh right, that's it. Yes.
Yeah, because his arse keeps getting bigger, and he eventually floats up because he's so inflated. Tim, they're going to launch Tim. He's got these 2 chocks, isn't it? Like chocks away, and he just falls over.
Yes.
Eventually, sort of, he's flying by the use of these clear wires, and then you've got a wide shot showing the crane.
The crane, yes.
And note that the crane says on it Portland Plant Hire.
It does.
So it is Portland. It's not
Portland. It's not
Cricklewood at all.
Yeah.
There's no hiding the fact that they were just filming in Dorset again at this point. But yes, finally there's a rocket up his arse as well, isn't there? Because they're trying to launch him,
Yes.
They've got a big rocket.
Yes.
And the sparks are coming out, and he runs off in like high speed. And I've just written down, that looks dangerous.
It does look dangerous. He goes and jumps in a sort of pond and does the...
Yeah.
That people are weak
But then they eventually launched Tim as Superman.
Superman, yes.
And you notice the logo, Superman. That's like the Superman logo from the film.
Yeah.
With the multiple sort of imaging, as used in the Doctor Who logo for the season 18. You've got the multiple.
Oh right, yeah.
It's a very common thing around that time. But yeah, Superman is launched at the aliens with a nuclear warhead on her hat.
Yes. Because she's got one of those. He's got one of those old-fashioned wimples, isn't it?
With the flappy bits.
With the flappy bits, not which you don't really. I don't think you really see, do you?
Yeah.
Anymore.
But yes, was it? I didn't know the nun was loaded. Says Graham. Ah ha ha! Boom boom.
Yeah.
He does the sort of battle
brush thing.
That turns into a sort of Pong video game.
It does,
doesn't it?
yeah. Because you got because like there's because the ship is a green square.
Yeah.
And then Billy's a green square.
And Tim's the little bit
white ball in between.
Dots between them. And I love the way from the UFO an arm comes out with a bat to bat him back and forth. Yeah. But yeah, I really wanted a Pong video game in the 70s, and I never had one. I always felt deprived that I didn't get one. But yeah.
You can probably get it on the computer
You
now.
can probably get it now for nothing at all, yeah. But the UFO is coming down to land.
We should say that Bill knocks, because they're pinging Tim to stop him hitting the ship and destroying it
with the bomb,
and provoking something. So and it says, Graham says, "Oh, Bill's knocked him into orbit. He's just got to wait for him to burn up." Yeah, you need to mention that.
Okay, right, yeah. So Tim's out of the sort of picture for the moment. Yes. But the UFO comes to land, and it actually lands and sort of crushes the cafe, doesn't it?
It does.
But the model, according to Andrew's book, is actually a recycled model of the domed city from Blake 7, The Way Back, because towards the end.
Yes, you get the shot outside.
You get the shot outside of sort of, is it Blake's lawyer and his wife are sort of looking at it or something.
Yes.
And they've sort of added a few bits and bobs to it and put some more twinkly lights in it. Yeah. And it is quite a nice model.
It is a nice model,
for the day. It's but again, the Goodies has a bigger budget, doesn't it? Because it's a comedy show.
It's a comedy budget rather than a drama budget.
Yeah, which is weird. So when you tot up the amount of special effects and weird stuff in this, there's a hell of a lot of stuff going on in this episode. But the UFO lands. And then to communicate, Bill gets his trombone out.
Yes, Graham throws it to him, doesn't he?
Isn't Bill still dressed as Superman at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so they play various tunes to each other. You've got Colonel Bogey, the Goodies theme, Coronation Street. You laughed at that, didn't you? Did you take a little while to recognise what it was?
A little bit, because it sort of starts out quite slow. It's when you get to that bit you realise what it is.
And they do Liberty Bell, better known as the theme for
Monty Python.
Yes. And there's quite a good speech from Bill about how they've made sort of contact and they're the only aliens left in the universe.
And there's only them and us.
There's no life on Venus or Mars or.
Yeah, it's quite serious.
Yeah.
Really, it's not played for comedy.
Yeah.
He's delivering it sort of straight down the line.
It's almost the sort of thing that Carl Sagan or Cosmos might have talked about.
Yeah.
The preciousness of life.
Yeah.
And so full marks for them for taking that seriously. Except out of the sky comes, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a nun.
It's a nun.
Yes. And Tim's come back into
orbit.
Well, landing to Earth, crashes into the spaceship, and there's a huge nuclear explosion.
Yes.
So everybody's dead.
Yes.
And it is one of those episodes of the Goodies where they appear to kill off the entire cast.
Yes, and a lot of the human race, presumably.
Yeah, so that's the whole of Cricklewood or Portland, depending on what you believe. But yeah, I also like the way that the book says that it was the owl, because there is an owl at one point, yes. And the nuclear explosion were 16mm from the BBC Film Library.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody thought they really let off a nuclear bomb to film the goodies.
The nuclear explosion is fairly obvious. It's from stock footage because
the film quality is quite poor.
It is quite poor,
and it's sort of
it's very spotty and yeah.
But I really like this episode. Mm-hmm. It is. I know it's got that sort of sci-fi sort of thing to it, and that combining with the comedy, that it really pushes it to a good level, and the number of ideas per minute.
There's a lot of ideas
that they're getting through. So we're still on season 2, and the first couple of seasons are fine, but they do feel very slow compared to this.
Yeah, they are quite slow. Yeah. Yeah, by this sort of point in time, they're throwing a lot. That's great, and obviously they've got the confidence to know that they can pull it off.
Yeah.
They've got the budget to pull it off.
I really think this is, by season 8, they're at one of their real high points of sort of inventiveness.
Yeah.
And it's not long before they move to ITV, which I can understand their reasons for doing so, but I think that there was still a lot of life left in the goodies on the BBC. But the only problem is, as they said, that because you were making Doctor Who, because you were making the goodies, and the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was along fairly soon, and you were also still making Blake 7, the effects department was being really, really pushed at this point, and there wasn't the support for the goodies at sort of a higher level, I don't think, which is a great shame. I mean, the same thing would happen to Doctor Who in a few years' time, and it's that disappointment that because certain people higher up maybe aren't too keen on it,
things get
sort of neglected.
Yeah.
But this season of the goodies I really like, and this I'm disappointed that the viewing figures for this one are actually the lower ones, because I really like this one. But there we go. There's the goodies. U-Friend or UFO, and we'll be back with something else in the near future.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.